All right, let me just adjust this first. As you can see, my wife is putting the doggy to sleep. And the dog likes to sleep on the table, as you can see. And the other dog, the male dog likes to sleep on the top. The female dog likes to sleep on near. Anyway, so anyway, let me get this video started. And yeah, all right. So this is going to be a rather long video because I'm going to answer a couple of Quora-based questions from Quora fans. So it's going to be long. And just to share with you, down below in the description will be the timestamps. That means when approximately you can see the next question. So instead of making like 20 videos, just thought make one long video with different timestamps. So read the question in the description box below and decide which question you want to listen my perspective or opinion about. Now, for those of you, just to give you a roundup, I'm on Quora. I'll give you the link below. You can add me if you want. And if in case you want to contribute to my channel, if you're feeling very generous, I accept payments. That is via PayPal. You can contribute $1, $5, $10, anything. Money is money. I'll be using that to promote my channel. And also, it kind of supports me because money is money anyway. And if you, in case you want my professional service, that is one-to-one, that is thinkpersonalbranding.com. Also, the link is given below. All right. So let's quickly move on to the questions. Okay, let me just put the timestamp. That is 1:40. Okay, the first question is, Loy, could you please tell me who are your mentors? Okay, I think this question stems from the fact that I have many mentors, or rather I recommend people to have mentors. Okay, my earliest mentor was from Sachin Indian School. He was Mr. Sharafuddin from Sachin Indian School. He was my PT sir. I never liked him initially. I used to always harass him, and he didn't like me either. Sorry, let me just put this up. However, the strangest relationship developed. How did it develop was one day my mother out of the blue just decided we would go for a jog in Etihad. I think it was Etihad Park in Sharjah. So my mother was there. I was a young boy. I was in 9th standard, and I was just, walking, and there I saw a couple of girls, and obviously I was a young boy, so I wanted to be next to the girls. So in this park near the Gold Souk, it's kind of oval shaped. It looks like an Olympic kind of track, not an Olympic track, kind of that length. So in the center is one round area. So the girls were there. So when I went there, it goes up like this, the garden is up like this, goes up. So when I went there, I saw my PT sir. I was like, oh shit, I need to run. Then immediately he said, Lloyd, come here. And I was like, oh my goodness. And he made me exercise with those girls, which I was very happy. And then, there was a 400-meter circle where all of them were running, 400-meter circle. So he said, I want you to race with them. I was like, I can beat these girls. That's okay, no problem. But the funny thing is, he made me stand 100 meters ahead of those girls and made those girls stand 100 meters behind me. And we are all of the same age. And then he said, you're going to race. I was like, yeah, I can beat them hands down. He said, on your mark, get set, go. And these girls actually overtook me. They overtook me and they were laughing, and I felt so humiliated. And I think my PT sir could see that I was very humiliated. I was pissed off. And that is where he said, immediately, he said, if you're serious, I'll train you. So he turned out to be my first ever mentor. I used to get up. In my life, I never exercised. Mind you, I never exercised until that time. And he took me under his wing and he started teaching me exercise and stretching and everything else. And through him, I managed to, for a guy who never qualified for any sporting event, I managed to get first I managed to get 3 bronze medals. The second year I got overconfident, didn't win anything, and the final year I got 3 silver medals. So that is something I hold with a lot of pride. So he was my first ever mentor who taught me that I could really, achieve my potential if I did focus on a goal. So I didn't know the term mentoring was there. The second really powerful mentor in my life was, he was not actually a mentor, but he taught me a few aspects about my life. I was hunting for a job and I could never get a job because I never knew how to dress. And mind you, I was a school dropout, so Even though I went to college in Bangalore, India, I never finished it, never attended a day of college, and I kept skipping class. So I used to do events, public speaking, I used to do so many crazy things. So when my parents brought me back to Dubai to, start working, get a job, I didn't know how to get a job. So I didn't know how to make a CV. I didn't know anything else. So obviously I had to dress up to go for interviews. And let me share with you, how did I dress up for interviews? When I would go for interviews, I would wear, this was actual clothing of mine, I would wear brown shoes, white socks, because Michael Jackson wore those fluffy white socks, blue trousers, a yellow and green neon checked shirt. I'm not joking. It was a green and blue with neon yellow colors check shirt, reddish bright tie, gelled hair, round sunglasses which are silvery, which are fake, but they were bright, and earrings. I had 2 earrings. Whichever job I went, I kept getting humiliated and insulted and chased out. So I was really having a really tough time until one fine day, I kind of like nearly got to the finals after 3 months of going through an interview in British Petroleum for a trainee apprentice job. And I mean, it was tough. It was really tough because I didn't have money to go by cab. I was literally taking lifts. I was walking. It was a tough life. And I really believed I would get this job. And when I walked in for the final interview, just immediately as though I walked in, and this guy, this gentleman saw me. He was the manager. He said, "What are you here for?" I said, "I'm here for the interview." Without even giving me a chance, looking at the way I dressed, he said, "Please get out. We have chosen our candidates." And it really hit me. It really destroyed me inside. And I didn't have anyone to talk to, nobody, and I kept walking. And that was where, as I walked, I don't know how long I walked, I reached this place where this gentleman used to say, he was my mother's friend, and when he called me to his house, and as I sat down there, he said, "Hi Loy, how are you?" Mr. Chandrasekhar, his name is Chandrasekhar. I said, "I'm fine." And then all of a sudden I burst out crying. I just cried and I cried and I cried because I didn't have a job. And he said, "What happened?" I told him what happened. Give me a tissue, I wiped my tears, and then he told me, "Listen, I want you to dress up, go change your clothes, go buy a pair of clothes. I want you to buy a black trouser, white shirt, red tie, and inside you'll wear a white banyan, and your shirt should be starched. Okay, so you can wear a suit. So it's either a black suit or you wear black trousers, black socks, black shoes, white shirt, a red tie." And that was the first lesson anyone gave me in the sense of dressing. And after I wore that, I got a job within, I think, the second month or so. So he was my second mentor who actually taught me in terms of dressing. So I still didn't know there was a terminology called mentoring. And then I think my actual mentor came in the form of Gabriel D'Souza and Mohammad Murad. Gabriel D'Souza was the CEO of Quick Electric. He gave me the opportunity to be a manager, and I never knew what was a manager. And I'll tell you, this was the strangest thing that ever happened to me in terms of getting a mentoring from Gabriel D'Souza. I'll tell you how. I was without a job once again. Like I told you, for those of you who follow me, I kept changing jobs every 2-3 months, never had a stable job. So as I was sitting down, one fine day outside my apartment, searching, thinking, where will I get a job? I sent a couple of people my CVs, and I sent this guy. His name is Gabriel D'Souza. I knew him from the time I was small. He had given me a part-time job. So he was a very big industrialist. He had a very big company in Sharjah that produced, switchgear, low voltage. So I sent him my CV, and next thing you know, he told me, "Come down, we'll just talk." I knew that he wanted to give me a job, but I really didn't want to take the job because it was an industrial company into switchgear. So I was staying in Dubai at the time. He called me to Sharjah. I went down to Sharjah, took a cab, whatever. I reached Sharjah. Once I reached Sharjah, so he sat down. He had this big chair and big table, and I sat down. So he asked me, "So what would you like to do?" And I told him I want a manager's job. He said, "What salary do you want?" I said something in the range of $1,500 US. That is what I was getting. So he said, "Okay." So what he said is, "Fine. What is your ideal work environment? I said, where there's not much pressure, where I can do my own thing. So he said, okay, fine. I have a job offer for you. I said, but I'm not interested. He said, just listen. I said, okay, fine. He said, I'll give you $1,500 US. I'll give you a car, fully taken care of, which was, I was like, okay. Plus, I'll give you a house. I was like, really? Okay, I'll give you a studio apartment. Plus, I will give you your own office. Okay. And I was like, you're giving me all this. Okay. And what do you want me to do? He said, I don't want you to do anything. Just come to the office, show your face, and that's it. And I was like, wait a minute, listen. You're giving me a job, a salary of $1,500 US, okay, per month. You give me a car, which is fully taken care of. You're giving me an apartment, a studio apartment. You're giving me my own office. You're giving me the designation of a manager. I forgot to tell you that also. And you're telling me I don't have any target, nothing. He said, yeah, you don't have any target. I said, what about the visa? Because you need to understand, in the Middle East, you need a visa to be there. So he said, yeah, you take your visa, do whatever you want with it. And I said, whenever I want, I'll leave. He said, yeah. Whatever time I want to come, I can come. He said, yeah. So that's how I took that job, because I didn't find anything, I was not losing anything. But he really took me under his wing and he taught me so many things. I made plenty of mistakes. Let me tell you, I made a blunder. I caused him a lot of loss. I made a lot of mistakes. It's so embarrassing, I can't even say. But he never gave up on me. However, the story doesn't end well, because I eventually left him because he thought that I was the guy who could really take his company forward, but I failed over there. But being with him, I learned a lot of things. I learned business management, common sense, logic. Today, you see the logic that I have, it's because of this man. He was like a father figure to me. I really owe him for this, and I'll never forget. The foundation that I have is because of him. We had a fallout later. Because later on, after many, many years, when I did ask him to help me out at my time of need, he didn't. So I kind of shouted at him, which I don't regret, because you can't expect, but if you don't want to give, you say, I don't want to give, but you don't play this game of not answering calls. But even if I put that aside, I have nothing but love, regard, and respect for this great man. So Gabriel de Souza, he was the foundation stone for my character, for the personality that I am, in terms of logic, not tattoos. The other person is Mohammad Murad. He is my mentor. He is an Arab Muslim. For those of you who keep, talking bad about Arabs and Muslims, let me tell you, Mohammad Murad was the most incredible human being I've ever met. Hey, no vomiting. My dog is nearly puking. So I love and I miss Mohammad Murad. Baby, shh. Baby, shh. So she has his earphones, so she doesn't know she's making right. So, like I was telling you, the Mohammad Murad was my mentor, and he really was very patient with me. He was a CEO for Sheikh Mohammed's initiatives. He has his own fashion brand, that is Tansik and Fasatin. He was my mentor for Toastmasters. He helped me so many ways I can't describe, but he was a great friend. He was very patient. He introduced me to coactive coaching that was there. He introduced me to so many other disciplines. He was there when I needed him. One of the biggest stories about Mohammad Murad was this one. It so happened that, this was the radio station incident when City FM was there. I had just come from my second divorce, and I was trying to get into the radio station, and every time I tried to go there, they kept throwing me out. So finally, through Mohammad Murad, he used influence. He spoke to the CEO of City FM, managed to get me in as a newscast reader, but obviously I had to prove myself. So, after 8 years of trying the radio station, I decided this is going to be the last time I'm going to try the radio station. I tried for 2 months. The manager was there. Don't want to give you his name, but he literally insulted me in front of everyone. Said, fuck off, you don't have any talent. And it broke me. It completely broke me. And, from Media City, where the FM station was, all the way to Dubai, my parents, that time, they didn't have a job. Nobody had a job. We didn't have any money. I used to literally borrow money from people to eat food. Even I used to even make tea and coffee for the people at City FM just to give them, just to impress them. So I was going through a very tough time. And My parents came pick me up, but then they dropped me to Dubai. I kept quiet, so they knew I didn't have a job. I was very depressed. But when I landed at my sister's place, my heart was heavy, and mind you, I didn't say a word. No, I didn't talk to anyone, and that was where I took the phone, and I don't know why, but the only person I could call was Mohammed Murad. He was not my mentor, mind you. Until then, he was not my mentor. And after I called him, he said, "Hi, Loy, how are you?" He just said that. The minute he said that, I burst out crying, and I cried for 45 minutes. I cried my heart out. I cried my soul out. I mean, and he just listened to me. He didn't say a word. I cried for 45 minutes. And after that, he said, okay. He spoke to me encouraging words. He said, never give up. And then he said, meet me after a couple of days. We'll just meet up. He met me near Karama shopping mall. He parked his car, and he gave me a whole box of DVDs, VCDs, and MP3s, you know, whole box of educational material of his. He gave it to me because he didn't want me to give up on my dreams. He gave me Les Brown, he gave me Tony Robbins, he gave me Patricia Fripp, he gave me all these things. He gave it to me for free. And that is what started my journey into self-improvement, Earl Nightingale, so many things, you know. So yeah, these were my top 4 mentors who really touched my life, who changed me. And Murad was my mentor after that for 16 years. Gabriel was my mentor for, I think, nearly 6 years, 7 years. And I owe it to them. Today I have other mentors, professional mentors, who I pay a lot of money. I pay almost $85,000 US a year for my mentoring service. So they're different. But these have been my mentors. They have changed me. They have shaped me. I'm fortunate that they never took money from me, because I don't think I'd ever be able to afford them. But they added so much value to my life. I do not know how to express it. And I'll tell you this without a doubt, if you have a mentor who can guide you, coach you, give you that maturity, because not everyone has the perfect set of parents. Nobody has the perfect mother, the perfect father, the perfect environment. These great individuals, they have skills that they can guide you. So if you're looking to be the best boxer, the best athlete, the best bodybuilder, the best businessman, the best scientist, physician, whatever, go to that person, let him take you under the wing and shape your life. So this was my best mentor, and this is the person who changed my life. So I hope this answers your question about who has been my mentor. You know, the time went really long, never thought it would go so long, but anyway. So this is my mentor. Now let's go to the next one at 1752. Oh my goodness. This is a long one. Okay. All right. The question is, Loy, how do I control my anger while having filthy arguments with my parents as a teenager, Mr. K? Okay. Okay, here's the thing. First and foremost, if you're a teenager, you need to understand your testosterone levels are really high. You undergo a lot of body changes, like you start getting, you know, underarm hair, you start getting hair down in your genitals, your voice starts becoming deeper. You know, first you have a girly voice, then it starts, you know, cracking up, and then you start getting a manly voice, you start smelling funny. So there's a lot of changes that you undergo as a teenager. Okay, and it's a very confusing phase, because you begin to wonder, who am I? I'm getting all this hair on my face. Am I a boy? Am I a man? You want to look cool, you want to act macho, you know, you start getting a little bit of muscles, you start finding girls attractive. So you go through this identity crisis, and because of which you start being, you know, filled with testosterone and being very defensive. And that is where you tend to do things which are not right. You make a lot of mistakes, and that is where you tend to have arguments with your parents. You start thinking, I'm the boss, I don't want to listen to rules, I'll break rules. And that is why you have all these gangs and all that stuff. So what I would recommend for you as a youngster is to understand that you are not right. Your parents are right. You have a very limited view of the world. You think you're great, but you're not. You think your style is cool, you're not. You're a nothing, you're a nobody, because you're not earning. Okay, in the real world, nobody would give you the light of day. Okay, so the only way you can control your temper is either by meditating or by going to the gym, having some physical outlet like exercise or games, and controlling yourself and knowing that you should not lose your temper with your parents, because your parents are paying your bills, they're taking care of you, they are right, they are the boss. So I hope this answers your question of controlling anger. And don't argue with your parents, because they're doing their best to take care of you. You're going through a confusing state. You have an identity crisis, so don't respect your parents, okay? Timestamp, let me just put it. Okay, the next one is, Loy, what is more important in life, money or love? Okay, here's the thing, okay? You get all these books about, oh, money is not everything, love is everything, or life is everything, you know, there's more to life than money. If you don't have money, you don't have the internet, you don't have a smartphone, you don't have food to eat, you don't have electricity bills paid, you don't have a house to stay, you don't have anything. Without money, none of this exists. With money, you have all this. So money is the foundation, okay? If there's no food to eat, how will you buy it? If there's no place to stay, how will you afford it? If there's no money for internet, how do you get it? So it's all money. So first and foremost is money. After money, when your stomach is full, good place to stay, electricity paid, everything, then you can afford love. Like for example, between my wife and me, my wife is not working. She sits the whole day in the house. She is very nice. She takes care of the house, she cleans, she cooks, everything. But I don't let her do any work. I'm the guy who's earning money. So imagine if I didn't have money, how would we have this relationship? How would I stay comfortably here? How would I have this nice big bungalow? How would I have, freedom to put videos without working? How is it that I can sit and not worry about anything? It's money. So money pays the bills. Without money, you don't survive. So between love and money, in the Bollywood movies and Hollywood movies, it's love. Oh, love will keep us alive. We will eat one chapati. We will sleep on the ground. Pyar, and all that bullshit. Pyar is love, for those of you who do not know. That's all in the movies. Without money, you don't get anything. And remember this, it's only that I'm fortunate. I'm 40, my wife is 20. So, I'm 40, my wife is 25. Because she's young, she doesn't demand. I know how to control her. I know how to take care of her. I know how to keep her happy. So I have the money. If I didn't have the money, I cannot keep her happy. I cannot give her all the best things. She wouldn't have asked me for it, okay? Her character is really good, but you need money to provide the best things in life. So I hope this answers your question. Okay, timestamp. Let's give it 22.22. Okay. Loy, between increasing learning and retaining capacity while studying for longer periods of time, maybe for a year continuously, how can I do it? Okay, so you want to know how to increase your learning capacity and retention. Okay, that comes with practice. You can try, all these, memory techniques, Harry, Lorraine, or, association. Let's say, for example, if you want to remember numbers, they associate each number with a shape or an animal or an object, and they try to make it ridiculous. Let me give you an example. When I have to make anyone remember my name, Loy Machedo, people always forget. So what I tell them is, my first name, remember a boy who's playing with his toy, okay? So Loy, boy, toy, because Loy is a boy who plays with his toy. No toy? Okay. Then in terms of Machedo, it's think of McDonald's, that is M, Mac, a Big Mac, that is you saw that Big Mac, and as soon as you bit it, a dough, that is a Dove soap came out. You bit into the Mac and a Dove soap. So M, Ma, you saw the burger, Mac, Mac, C, dough, Mac, C, dough. So the Mac burger saw a dough. Mac burger saw. So Loy Machedo. Okay, so people remember. So when you go into these ridiculous associations, you tend to remember things. So in terms of being able to learn fast, it's put ridiculous, really imaginative imagination and keep repeating. Remember, you keep repeating, you read loudly. That's how I used to do. I used to keep reading loudly, repeating it. That's the Indian style. And it gets into your memory. And the more you practice this, the muscles become strong, and that's how you learn. So remember this, any habit, okay, it's with practice you become better. So if you're talking, like you said, 6 to 7 hours, it only will come through practice, okay? So that's how you increase your learning capacity and retention. Okay, 24:30, let me just write it down, 24:30. Next question is, how can I change other people's opinion? And this question is by Anarbekov. Nice name, Anarbekov. Okay. How can I change other people's opinion? You cannot change other people's opinion because, you just can't change. See, there are a lot of people who don't like me. There are a lot of people who hate me. I don't know why they hate me. A lot of Muslims consider me satanic and evil. A lot of Christians consider me that I'll go to hell. And there are people who consider me a fraud. There are some people who say I'm fake. There are people who even say that I'm exploiting my wife and treating her like shit, and I'm torturing her. So the problem is everyone has a right to their opinion. You can't change other people's opinion. So everyone has a right to them. So live and let live. So let people have their opinion. So if someone says, Islam or Christianity or Hinduism is the true religion in the world, okay, whatever. It's the true religion in the world. I've just realized one thing. People always have a right to their opinion. They'll always cherry pick. Okay, remember this. Cherry pick whatever they want to believe. You cannot change that. So live and let live. So I don't care about what people think. If you see my YouTube videos, many of them have positive comments, but there are really bad comments. One of them said, how much did you buy your wife for? Another one said, your wife is a whore that you purchased or something. I just said, thanks for your opinion. So that's it. You can't change people's opinion. Let them think whatever they want to think. It's live and let live. Okay. You should know who you are, and that's what matters. Okay. So next one, let me put a timestamp, 26:12. Okay. The next one is, how can we be more confident while talking to people without giving the impression we are staring at them? Okay. So in terms of being confident, confidence stems from when you have experience of doing things. Okay. Let's say, for example, when the first time I sat in a car, the first time I sat in, literally shivering when I held the steering wheel because I never drove, even though we were in a sandy lot. It was a hard sand lot. Nobody was there. I was still shivering. So it took me around 1-2 weeks to learn how to drive. It was an manual clutch. So once I learned how to drive, the minute he put me on the road, I was paranoid. I was like, I might kill someone. I might, because I kept trying to remember, what should I do next? Look in the mirror, look at the steering wheel, look at the people, put my hand here. So I was really nervous. However, today when I drive, I don't even think. It's like I don't even remember because it just goes in an automatic mode. So if you want to learn to be confident with any skill, it takes experience. And how does experience comes with practice? And how does practice comes by trying new things? And how does new things? It comes with failure. So you need to keep failing, keep trying. You'll keep failing. As you keep failing, you learn. And as you learn, you'll get better. And that is experience comes in. And that is where you become confident. Okay. So in terms of talking to people, it is a skill. You need to keep practicing. So go meet people. Go meet people. Try with your sister. Try with your mother. Try with your father. Then try with your father's friend, your sister's friend, your brother's friend. Try one person at a time. Then try 2 people. And if you fail, okay, they said, oh, we're not interested in talking to you. Meet someone. Maybe Bobo want to go down? Maybe you want to go to the toilet. Okay. So keep trying one person at a time. I think my dog wanted to go to the toilet. So keep trying one person at a time. One person at a time. And eventually you will get better at 2, 3, 4. So that's how it improves. Now, the part of your question that was kind of crazy, he said, how to be more confident talking to people without giving the impression we're staring at them. Okay. You don't talk to someone by looking at them like this. Don't do that. So when someone is talking, just give a general view, like, a broad view, just nod your head. Okay, yes. And when you're talking to females, please keep one thing in mind. Don't stare at a woman's breasts, even if her cleavage can be seen. We men have a habit, we look like this. So when we look down, girls can see our eyes going to their cleavage, to their breasts. Keep this in mind. And, for me, I never realized that girls knew I was staring at their breasts until one day, one female literally told me, why are you staring at my breasts? I was like, what? So, and I asked her, how did you know I was staring at your breasts? She said, I can see your eyes. Women notice men's eyes. So that's where I realized, and I researched, women have peripheral vision. It goes wide, so they can look like this, but they know what's happening here. So I practiced expanding on my peripheral vision. So I make it a point to be very conscious to look right into their eyeballs when I'm talking to them. And that is a safer bet. However, if you want to avoid staring at a person's eyeballs, just keep a broad view. Say someone's talking here, you look like this. Okay, yes. And then you look like this. So that's how. So it comes with practice. Practice and have someone take a video of you doing that and practice looking in the mirror. You'll get an idea. See, it's like me. I need to look here at this point. but I give a general view. So that's how it works. Okay, let's move to the next one. 2949. Okay. Loy, what are your... okay, wait, let me just get this 2949. Okay. Loy, what are the thoughts of Loy Machedo on learning behavioral education? On learning behavioral education, you mean like learning people's behavior? I don't know what you're talking about. As I'm not respected much in society, everyone makes fucking fun of me and nobody respects me. Okay, here's the thing. Don't try to get people's respect. Try to earn their respect. We live in a society where people respect you only if you have money, or if you have power, or if you have certain achievements. Money, power, or certain achievements, or expertise, okay? Or they'll respect you if they want something from you. See, like, people respect me for my knowledge. They respect me because they want something from me. They don't respect me because I look good. They don't respect me because I have a good heart. They don't respect anything. Many others respect me because they know I have money. Some respect me because they know I'm pretty influential online. So they respect me because they want something from me, okay? So what I would recommend to you is, don't go around chasing people's respect. If people make fun of you, use that to be mentally strong. People used to make fun of me. If you know my story, I went through a very bad abusive childhood. They made fun of me, they mocked me, they bullied me. I used all these experiences to make me stronger, mentally tough, and that is good. So if you're being made fun of, use that. Use that. When they're making fun, just mentally keep in your mind, you're becoming mentally tough because you're standing alone facing everyone. So as you grow up, you have the capacity to be a great leader. You will always learn to be independent. You'll never be dependent on other people, and that's a great thing. So don't try to impress people. Don't try to make them like you. You focus on you. And if you focus on you, you'll automatically be better. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. Next one, 3154. Man, I've finished half an hour. Okay, 3154. How can we be more confident while talking to other people? I copied the same question, man. Let me just get rid of this. Sometimes I end up copying the same question over and over again. So let me get rid of this. And okay, 3218, sorry. Okay, 3218, 19. All right. Loy, what is your opinion on religion? Okay, my opinion on religion, all religion is man-made. It's without a doubt, it's all man-made because I haven't found a single shred of evidence of there being a God. That's me. I don't, I'm an atheist because I was a Bible-thumping preacher until instead of reading the Bible to find out the truth about the Bible, I studied the history of the Bible, the etymology. And I studied from where all these religions, Christianity, Hinduism, and all of them, from where did they come? So they all went like a tree, and then it went right to the center. From the center, the tree grew and became into branches. So I try to figure out the first religion, where did it come from? And if you notice another thing, if you actually look at the world map, the entire Bible is only in the Middle East. It's a dot in the Middle East, not in China, it's not in US, not in Australia. It's only in the Middle East. The whole Bible and the Quran takes place only in the Middle East. So a God who has created billions of galaxies and billions of planets and everything, and so many countries and so many people, he's only there in the Middle East. So why nobody from China knew that a God existed? Why nobody from Australia? So people need to ask these intelligent questions. So for me, religion is all man-made. It was created to create fear so that people would be obedient. It was created so that, the religious people or these priests, this mighty holy priest would give answers like, how does the rain come? Oh, it's from God, where does the sun come from? Oh, the sun is goodness because it's light. Darkness, you can't see snakes, so it's evil. So they had all these man-made theories and people believed into it. And then they would say, okay, if you pray to God, your disease will go, or you'll get victory against this population, that population. And in order to increase the population or make the religion spread, they needed new children to be taught at a very young age. That's why as soon as children are born, they are taught religion from a very young age. So that is why from a very young age, children are taught. So they believe without question. That's why if you meet a Muslim kid, he would believe in Islam. Christian kid, he would believe in Jesus Christ. Hindu kid, he would believe in Hinduism. So they just blindly believe whatever you teach them, okay? And that is why in Islam they say have 4 wives, because the reason for the 4 wives is men used to go in war, and you know, it was the man's population that was getting affected and dwindled down. Women were not going into war, so you would have a shortage of men. So what they said is 1 man, 4 wives, make plenty of babies, God bless you. What would happen with more babies? The religion spreads more. So that was what it is. So my opinion, religion, it's all man-made, and almost all the problems are being caused when you have this clannish attitude that, you know, we will go to heaven, you will not go to heaven because you don't believe in our God, and your God is not superior, our God is superior because we pray to the real God. So it gives rise to a lot of problems, man. And when I was a Christian, I was very comfortable with Hindu gods or with the Muslim people. Today, being an atheist, I think everyone's equal. You can have a Hindu god in a mosque with a Christian priest. I'm cool with it as long as everyone loves everyone. If I have a child, I don't mind whichever religion it wants to follow as long as it's a good human being. So I'm pretty cool with that. And I don't mind any religion provided there's peace, there is love, and you know, you're doing good. I don't care even if you believe in a snake god or a thunder god or whatever god. That's up to you, but just be a good human being and don't differentiate between people. Okay, next one, 36:16. Let's go to the next timestamp. How to avoid negative people and thoughts, influences in life, which leads to lack of self-worth. How to avoid negative people? Do what I do. I just don't meet anyone. I avoid people. If I know anyone's negative, I block and delete him. I don't talk to them. I don't speak to them. I enrich my mind with books like these. Like this is from Harvard Business Review on stats. This is Management Tips from Harvard Business Review. This is the Unwritten Laws of Business. So I keep reading books like this. So when I keep reading books like this, I don't have time to speak to people with small brains and small opinions. So that's it. It's very simple. Just avoid all of them. Keep away with all of them. Engage yourself with great minds, and that's how simple as it gets. Okay, 37. How do you talk to someone who is very soft from the inside but acts strong from the outside? How do you talk to someone who is very soft from the inside? Well, if someone is sensitive, let's say, for example, let's say I had to speak to my wife and I know that she's very sensitive, but she portrays she's very tough and rough from the outside. If I didn't know her, I'd be very polite, I'd be very respectful. You know, it's like when you're meeting, let's say, in Animal Kingdom, if the animal doesn't know you and you just go and try to be friendly, the dog might just jump on you or bite you or, you know, scream at you or shout. But however, if the dog sees you 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and then slowly you build up the friendship by, you know, giving some nice gesture or with a nice sound, and then you throw it a bone and slowly build trust, and then the dog likes you, and then you approach it, allow it to smell you, then you tap it, and, you know, the friendship develops. So in the same way, just as you do that with an animal, if you do that with a human being, build the trust slowly through your body language, through the way you speak, through the way you look, way you sound. You will build up a relationship, and that's how, you know, you can talk to someone who's soft from the inside and shows that they're hard from the outside. Okay, next one is timestamp 38.90. Okay. Why? How can I increase my success rate? Well, you can increase your success rate by trying more, failing more, not giving up, and keep trying till you succeed. Be obsessed. It's like, for example, I've had my YouTube channel for, I think, 11 years. I lost one with 4,000 videos. I didn't stop. I created a new one. I followed rules. And, you know, I keep getting 2 followers, which is okay. I've never spent any money on buying new followers. So, and I'm still at it. So even though it's not a success, I'm still at it. So that's how you succeed. Sometimes I work hard, but I do not get commensurate results. Well, you keep trying. You don't give up. You keep trying. Just like me. I keep trying. I keep reading. I keep studying. I'm at the age of 40. I'm not given up. So you don't give up. If you don't give up, at some point or another, you'll find another way, another technique, another new idea, another method of achieving your success. Okay, even when I did my first video, I never sounded like this. My first video was embarrassing. But today, I am better. Okay, what factors should I keep in mind when working towards my goals? Just never give up. Get yourself a mentor. Keep trying. Find out new ways to succeed. To ensure that I do not miss my target. Well, I hope this answers your question. It's very simple. Never give up. Okay? Have a mentor to guide you. Keep trying new ways. So, 39 and versus 38. Question 12. How to be expressive and dominating? Suggest a few ways. How to be expressive. If you want to learn to be expressive, create a video, keep talking, practice different ways of expressing your ideas. That is how you be expressive. And how to be dominating. I don't know why you want to be dominating. Maybe your right word is how to be leadership. It comes with experience. First, manage your own life. Take care of yourself. Show leadership results. Then manage one person, like your brother, your small sister. Take care of the house. Show leadership there. Then, show leadership in volunteering for charitable events where people give you tasks. Do them properly. People will trust you. That is how you build. So expressions or expressiveness communication is through YouTube videos. Practice them. Take videos of you speaking. View them. Record them. Find out ways and means how you can improve. And that is how you will be expressive and dominating. Okay. Question number 13. I have another 7 more to go. Okay, great. Okay, timestamp 40 versus 49. How can I reduce the stammering problem? Okay, this gentleman has been asking me for some time, so I'll try to give you a solution. Okay, if you want to improve on your stammering, okay, the first part is understand stammering stems from the fact that you're nervous. Okay, so first and foremost, I'll give you a couple of tips, random tips. First is try singing. When you sing, many people when they stammer when they talk, but when they try singing, they can sing beautifully. Practice singing. Okay, singing is number one. Don't have to have a melodious voice, just keep singing. Second one is relax. Just relax yourself and just by heart words. Say like by heart a sentence and just say it in a relaxing way. Even if you stammer, keep going on, keep trying. Remember, the more you try, the better you get at it, okay? And as you relax yourself and your muscles and, visualize that you're being empowered, see yourself in a great place, feel it, reach that place and then keep singing, and that's how you talk, okay? It's practice. Another way is put this pen in your jaw, like a pencil, put right at the back, okay? Clutch it with your jaw and keep reading loudly. Keep reading loudly. Practice. I used to practice for 1 hour at a time. Okay, 1 hour. And I did this for years and years, and that's how I improved. So you want to reduce the stammering problem. Remember, relax yourself. Just relax. When you relax, that's the first part of the whole equation. The second part is practice singing. The more you sing, the better it is. Third one is visualize, imagine. Put yourself in a peak state and just keep singing, then talk, and also read loudly. Remember with the technique that I taught you, that will really help you in terms of your stammering problem. Okay, one second, let me put on the fan. And my fan ready? And okay, on the fan because it was feeling a little hot. Okay, let's give the next timestamp is at 42:49. Okay, this question is by Mr. Kanav. Why some people like Bill Gates, Sachin Tendulkar are so successful? Okay, is it because they follow their talent? Okay, this question might really take you by surprise, but Sachin Tendulkar is 1 in 6 billion. He was the right guy with the right talent, the right guidance, at the right place, at the right time, at the right everything. Okay, there are a lot of people who are as talented and gifted as Sachin Tendulkar. Okay, but they just don't have the right mentor. They don't have the right opportunity. They don't have the right encouragement. They don't have the right... If someone loved cricket, let's say he's exceptionally talented in cricket, but he's born in Uganda, okay? He's an African. Do you think he can join? Uganda doesn't have a cricket team. He would never make it. Let's say, for example, someone is exceptionally talented, okay? Exceptionally talented, but he is, let's say, his parents refuse to allow him to practice cricket. Can he succeed? So if Sachin Tendulkar was from Uganda, from Africa, he would never succeed, okay? If Sachin Tendulkar's parents never encouraged him, he would never succeed. So it's not only the right talent, the right place at the right time, having the right people. Bill Gates also, he just got plain lucky because he was the right guy at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. So these people are lucky because of these factors, okay? It's not just talent. And the reason nobody addresses them is because nobody wants to accept that it's a matter of luck also. So people like to make, these theories, oh, the 7 secrets of Bill Gates, leadership, right timing, right this, right that, that's all garbage, okay? You can have all these things, but if you have bad luck, nothing will work. Let's say, for example, someone is an amazing cricketer, but then he has an accident. Or let's say someone is an amazing cricketer, but his parents don't allow him. Someone is an amazing cricketer and there's a war in the country and they ban cricket. What do you do? Okay, so you need to have all these factors into play. Yes, hard work comes. Yes, mentoring comes. Yes, talent comes into play. Like, for example, Usain Bolt. Okay, Usain Bolt is able to run. Okay, forget the steroids, forget everything else. All these Olympic guys take steroids. Okay, everybody takes steroids. Everybody. It's just that they know how to, bypass the test. The 4 years, you think every athlete in this world is being tested every single day of their lives? No. But in Usain Bolt's case, even if he didn't take, his structure, the build, the length, everything else, his complete genetic structure supports him. That is why he is able to succeed and given the training. Now, that doesn't mean that Tyson Gay is not. Tyson Gay and both of them were, but Usain is taller. Every step he takes, he's longer than this guy, okay? Keep this in mind. Even though, when you break down the race, the 100 meters, you need to see the Olympic scientific videos. Usain Bolt is always slow when he starts, but as he positions and comes up, because of his stride and his length and, the runner that he is, he's able to run faster than anyone else. So, there are a lot of factors that come into play. It's not just talent. So that's what I want you to know. So keep this in mind. All the books that I've read, I've realized this. End of the day, it's about talent. Because if it was like a secret recipe, like for example, if I have a chocolate recipe, I can make chocolate, okay? And if anybody gets a chocolate recipe, they can make it. So the recipe is universal. But if Warren Buffett's techniques that he states, nobody else is able to emulate, only Warren Buffett is, that's purely luck. Remember this much. If a medicine makes only one person sleepy, okay, and nobody else, then you can't call that medicine as causing a drowsy effect if it only affects one person. If, on the other hand, the medicine makes everyone fall asleep, then that medicine can be certified. Yes, it works on everyone. So remember this, an exception to a rule doesn't make it a rule, okay? Question number 15, wait, let me put a timestamp, 4703, okay. Loy, what are some of the ways to be a badass? I don't know, what the hell do you mean by badass? Badass means you want to be a bad guy. If you want to be a bad guy, just start acting like a bad guy. Everyone will think you're a bad guy. If you're talking of being one tough son of a bitch who has gone through a lot of suffering and pain and endures and doesn't give up, then go to the military school. They'll teach you discipline. You'll automatically be a tough guy. Or train, learn mixed martial arts. You'll always make people better than you. Will keep beating you and pounding you. You'll be tough, rough. And if you really want to be mentally tough, just get out of your house, stay away from your house for a year, 1,000 kilometers away, without taking any money, any phone, any help, nothing, and succeed by yourself. You'll automatically be mentally tough. You'll be a real badass. That is called the height of being a badass, not these fighting gangsters and all that stupid shit. Badass is when you can really shine, even though the world is against you. Okay, so let's go to 4808. This question is very long. Okay. Hello, Loy. I was wondering whether you could answer this question. Oh, my goodness. Okay. My wife has this irritating quality of selfishness. Your wife has an irritating quality of selfishness. Okay. If your wife has an irritating quality of selfishness, divorce her. It's kind of simple. I think the guy is middle-aged. Okay. So if your wife is selfish, you can't change her. It's time to divorce her. I'm telling you upfront, simple solution, because you can never change anyone. You can never change anyone. They're just born the way they are. Okay, this is all persuasive. You've tried every persuasive technique. It spills over to everything she does. Even while indulging in sex, she doesn't think about giving pleasure back, but is only concerned about her pleasure. Like I said, divorce her. Okay, or if you can go get laid outside by paid sex, that would even be better. Okay. How do I get her to see her own selfish side? You can't get her to see her own selfish side if you have been married for a couple of years. And if she has already formed an opinion and she has formed a character, she's never going to change. Forget it. I have divorced, 3 times. This is my 4th wife. I finally found who I wanted. So this is what I suggest. You'll never get the right person unless you search. You can, and she's not going to change. That's the bottom line. Okay. So she changes her nature and becomes more cooperative. It's impossible, my friend. It's impossible. I'm telling you, it's impossible to change people who you know, especially because they take you for granted. So 49, 41, let's go to the next one, 49, 41. How do we take career-based decisions? Okay, this is a youngster. How do you take career-based decisions? See, when you're young, it's very hard to take career-based decisions. All I can tell you is find out what you do naturally. In my case, I always loved talking, always wanted attention, always broke rules, I always wanted to do things my way. So when I analyzed my own character, I realized I was not meant to work in a system. And this was not just me in school, this was me in college. When I tried to get into college, this was me during my entire life. So at the age of 35, I realized, finally, what am I doing? So, but keep this in mind, before you think of that magic word, entrepreneurship, it's not a solution. You need to have some amount of work experience. So at least for 5 years, work for different jobs. Work for different jobs. Be a cleaner, be a cook, be a waiter, be a security guard. Work every job for a month. Work every job for a month. Don't just work for 8 hours. Even though they pay you 8 hours, work for 12 hours, work for 14 hours, work extra hours for free so you learn different parts of the job. You know, when I was in Dublin, Ireland, even though I was taken as a bathroom cleaner, they would pay us for 8 hours. Even though they worked for 8 hours, I would work for 8 hours with a 1 hour break. I would purposely work for the 8 hours, and even though there was a 1 hour break, I would take only 5 minutes break and get back to work. And after the 8th hour, they pay you only for 8 hours. I used to work for another 8 hours for free. I worked there for 1 month, 8 hours plus 8 hours for free, until the management came to say, why are you working 8 hours for free? Why are you doing this? We're not going to pay you. Why are you doing this? I said, I want to learn. And can you put me in different departments? And they were so impressed. One second. They were so impressed with my dedication, with my fervor, with my drive and desire to want to work more. They put me in different departments like the call center, the accounts, the back end, the production, so many other, and I learned a lot. So this is what I suggest you. Work more harder than anybody else. If you're being paid 8 hours, work for 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours. Work different departments, keep working even for free. As you keep learning, if you do this for 2 years, different jobs, different places, different positions, different capacities, keep learning, you'll automatically find one career which kind of attracts you, and that will be your calling. And I'll tell you, at some point, you will find what really drives you, and that comes after many bad decisions, okay? So, next one, is it advisable to take risks in your career? Yes, you should take risks. I mean, if I did not take risks, I would never succeed. I've taken risks every time in my life. Many of the risks have proved to be failures. I've lost one. Even last month, when I went with my wife to Ubon, near a village, I ended up spending $4,000 US. We just, tried new things. Nothing worked. So, you keep trying, you keep failing, but you never give up. Okay? And how should we go about taking risks if we fail? Well, take calculated risks. Don't take extreme risks. It's not like, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur, so I'll give up my job completely. No. Continue working on your job, at the same time do a business at the side. Maybe you can continue in a small way. I know many people who have one of my first jobs in Dubai was working for a gentleman, Mr. W. I'll just take his name because he works in an airline. He works in an airline, at the same time he runs a side business, and he has been doing this, working with the airline as a purser and running a side business for the past 25 years. He never left it completely to jump into this. He earns money, regular revenue here, and he supports his business there. So it's a two-way thing. So keep taking calculated risks that you can handle. And remember, when you take a risk, you can lose everything in that risk. So make sure it's a calculated risk. Okay? Yes, I do advise some people, if you go into something without a plan B, you have to make it succeed. But that kind of risk, not everyone has a capacity. I have the capacity. I took those risks in the past. I did burn myself. And this coming to Thailand was one of the biggest ones, but I didn't keep a plan B. But, I would say don't try that. Try small, and then you'll finally figure out what is the best career decision to take. Okay? The next question is also, today's younger generation very confused on choosing a career, how to stay motivated. Okay, let me put a timestamp first. 54:24. Okay. So So next question is, how does today's younger generation, which is very confused in choosing career, I told you, like the answer which I gave at the before 49, 41, is keep trying different jobs, keep working for free, you'll eventually find out what you're good at, okay? And how does one stay motivated? Motivation comes from within. You can't read any book and get motivated. You can't watch a video and get motivated. You can't have a pep talk and get motivated. It has to come from within. Nobody motivates me to do these videos. Nobody motivates me to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It comes from within. Okay, so if you don't have it, find out something that motivates and drives you, and that is your answer. And 5505, the last question. Okay, how should I hold criticism and how should I avoid being criticized? Okay, whenever anyone criticizes me, I see it as feedback. I see it as ways to improve. So whenever, especially my enemy, when they criticize me, I write it down in a ledger. I write it down in especially my black book. This is my black book. I write down the ones that really stand out, and I focus on them. And I see if these criticisms keep repeating, I jot them down. So the one that stands out, I kind of utilize this. For example, one of the biggest criticisms that I received many years ago is, you're just full of hot air. You don't have any credentials. People kept telling me this. I kept thinking, oh, haters are going to hate. Until one fine day, my psychologist, who was my good friend at the time, the guy who I really respected, he told me, Loy, can I tell you something? I said, yes. And this was after a Toastmaster speech. So, Loy, you're an impressive speaker. I said, thank you. And then he said, but you don't have any substance. And I was like, what? He said, Loy, you're a good speaker, very confident, but you don't have any substance. And I don't know why, but I kept quiet. I said, okay, let me think about it, what he said. I will not speak about it, but let me think. But I went back later on, after a few days, I called him up, and when he was free, I asked him, what do you mean I don't have substance? He said, you don't speak anything of value. You don't have any content. You don't read any book, nothing. You just keep talking, you know. And that is what led me to start investing into books, reading, learning more, you know. And that is what keeps me grounded into reality of that I need to keep studying more. So if I had continued being defensive, haters are going to hate, and just stay with that, I would have never grown. That is why today I've grown as an individual, as a human being, as a person, because I take those criticisms, I write them down, I don't take it personally, I use this as feedback to make me better, okay? And how do you avoid being criticized? Don't avoid it, welcome it, because the more you get criticized, the better you get, the more tougher you get, okay? So, 5713, I finished all the questions. 5713, I finished all the questions. Thank you very much for the questions. If you have questions, please feel free to send them to me via either Quora, or you can join my Quora group. I'll put the link below. Or you can support me on Quora. Do give me your reports. It means a lot to me. It helps me. You know, I like things to grow organically, so do subscribe to my channel. Do subscribe to my Quora platform. Do give me your reports. Do join my group if you want to join my group, and put your comments down below, good, bad, ugly. I love to listen to all of them. And if you'd like to support my channel, I welcome even $1, $5, $10, anything. Please go to PayPal and pay at loymachedo.com. So this is Loy from Loy Machedo at loymachedo.com saying goodbye to you. My wife is still there with the dogs. My dog is down. So this is me saying goodbye to you. Take care, guys. Bye.